broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports at Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here in the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is delivered live free sports picks for the games beginning here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. With us is Alex Smarts, Ninos. We have Big Al McMordie, Shane Mickle, and it's Wayne Scott. Here's how the lineup for this evening. We've got Smart, Ninos, McMordie, Mickle, Scott, and then I will close this one out. Do have a pick here from Mills. He was a late scratch here, caught up with some Bellator activity. Not sure if he'll do the MMA show. Didn't get confirmation. I'll have to check the chat room for that. But it was a late scratch tonight. We had a few as well. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Alex Smart. If I'm over at Pick Dogs, he's been on absolute fire here in college hoops. So we'll bring in Alex right now. Alex, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, how you doing? We're going to attack some NBA tonight. It's sort of a contrarian play because if you look at this game, you can see that Miami's obviously playing a lot better ball than the New York Knicks. Knicks are at home tonight, and they're in a sort of a desperation mode. They don't want to. They're trying to avoid. I mean, they're thinking ahead, obviously, to that 7-10 postseason matchup. They want to avoid, that play-in part of the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, and I think they will. But to make a long story short here, Miami's right above them in the standings, and I really think we're going to see a top quality game from the Knicks. Almost like a desperation game, a very physical game. Miami just played a physical game against Cleveland last time out, found a way to win late in that game, and this is their third straight road game. So I can see them maybe not being able to fight it out as easily as they did last time. Maybe a little bit of a down effort, but nonetheless, I really like the Knicks here. It's also interesting to note from an ATS perspective, the Heat have failed to cover 4 of the last 5 times, and this seems like to be a trend with them. Odds, the lines makers obviously overestimating them when they're on a hot run like they're now, and teams that are maybe underrated like the Knicks, and rightfully so. Don't get me wrong, the Knicks don't deserve to be favorites here, not the way they're playing, but the truth is, these are still pros. They're gonna be in a mood to wake up tonight, or there's a desperation to wake up tonight, and I think they're catching Miami at a good time. Believe it or not, whether they're hot or not, and the Knicks or not, they're catching them at a good time. Third straight road game for Miami, and I'm looking for the Knicks to come out on top, or at least cover.
All right, we've got at least some further cover here with the Knicks here +2 against the Heat, and of course the Heat not both of these teams not the greatest shooting teams as well in the league. You look at Miami, 28th in the league in shooting, 27th from 3. It's one of those teams that really have to win it with their defense, right? Defense and rebounding, that's really what you've got to do here for Miami. It's kind of tough these days in this fast-paced world, the NBA, where you're just kind of a defensive-minded team. But again, they've been stricken with, lots of injuries tonight, not from the starters, just a lot of reserve guys out here for Miami.
Yeah, and being on the road, that's also a problem. And like I said, after that physical game they played last time out, and there's a natural emotional letdown situation after playing that hard to get a road win against a team like Cleveland, who's played quite well also. So, yeah, I really like the Knicks to bring us home some cash here, at least on a cover, no matter what.
All right, Knicks here +2 against the Heat. This one to have a start time here, 7:40 Eastern Time. All right, Alex, let's go over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Alex here has been absolute fire here in college basketball. 2,152 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can verify Alex's numbers there on the site last 7 days, and yesterday's showing profit as well. Well, we've got with 7 on the board here from the NBA, a TNT doubleheader, as well as, it's called ice. We won't have any hockey until Monday, but we've got lots of college hoops on the board tonight. Pac-12 in action, Big Ten as well, WCC as well. So some nice late night West Coast action as well. Big West. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
So, it's a big board, but had to be specifically careful. A lot of line movements today. A lot of money coming in on the board today. I guess, everybody's sort of considering college basketball for the next couple of months. And anyway, to make a long story short, I've got 3 selections from the college basketball rotational schedule tonight. small school bangers. So no big names here, but some definite value in the selections. I have 2 totals and 1 side, and I have 1 NBA selection on board for tonight. I'm 58% over 100 selection run over the last year or so with my NBA totals. So join me. Let's make some money, and let's move forward with a lot of positivity with NBA, because, man, my NBA is not matching my college basketball. So, but it will. It will. It will.
It will indeed.
I say it the last couple of years, but I seem to always come back somehow and make a run. So get ready.
Get ready. Get on board with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Prim. So great results here in college basketball. 2,152 units of profit right now. All document over at Pick Dogs Prim. Get on board here with Alex. Alex on board here with a small school 3-pack from College Hoops. Of course, this is credit guarantee. You must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is profit guarantee there from Alex Smart. Also in here with the NBA Sharp Late Steam money play up there. So get on board with that. Now, instead of buying all these plays individually, you may consider Alex's 1-month All Sports Pass. The way he's running, get the 1-month pass. Get all Alex's premium plays here first 30 days. That includes all his NBA, NHL, as well as his college basketball. Remember, this will take you right to about March 1st with that 30-day All Sports Pass, because it's a short month in February, so you'll be getting much of the conference play here from Alex from the major schools. The small conference schools, you may get some of those early conference tournaments there from the smaller conferences, so get on board here. Also includes Alex's Super Bowl selection or premium play with that 1-month All Sports Pass. We can save you 15% off right now when you use that promo code PICK at checkout. You can access Alex's page by clicking the link you see in the description and get signed up. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there with Alex Smart. All right, Alex, it's always great having you show. Continue that success. I don't know if you look. I know you have a live line service. I was trying to get some news on this Clippers-Bucks game. We're seeing Bucks now a point and a half favorite in this one. 1-point favorite. This one's really steamed down here within the last few minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of money coming on the board today. Like I was really shocked at the amount of money that was coming in the books, or that we could see at least. And I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. There's something going on there, and I don't know what's going on. I see it too now.
Yeah, seeing that. Yeah, I'm seeing my live service showing 1 here. I haven't seen the 2 pop up yet, but Giannis probable. He did hit the injury report, that knee soreness. He's been playing through that knee soreness, so we'll keep an eye on that game here coming up here tonight. Here, this is a late night game tonight. I believe they moved it to 10 Eastern time, so that's late night there in Milwaukee. So that's been a real big line move right now in this game. Was sitting at 3 for most of the afternoon. Then my live line service was flashing red, moving it to 1. There's been some buyback in Vegas to 1.5, so that's something to keep an eye on. All right, Alex, keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again here next week.
Take care.
You got it. Alex Smart here on the drive to Let's continue our coverage. Guys, we'll go ahead and welcome in El Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I think El is going to talk about this game, and we've seen this move right here within the last few minutes here with this Clippers and Clippers and Bucks game tonight that goes off at 10 a.m. Note the time here, 10 Eastern time, like a West Coast game, but it's not. It's being played in Milwaukee here. I think we're ready to go here with El Ninos over in the Skype world. Bring him in right now. Al, what's happening?
Yeah, just trying to figure out this line move, Tony, as you were a second ago. And again, I don't see anything on the injury report. Let me see the...
Yeah, it just says nothing has changed since this news has come out. We know Wall's out. We know Baca Portis is out. Beauchamp out. Let somebody know something about Giannis that I don't know, because that is the big question in this game. Because we were at 4 here just a few minutes ago, then boom, down to 1. And Vegas, some of the sharp books in Vegas has now 1.5. So there's some buyback here on the Bucks side. But this has been something that's got me. And we know that he's got knee soreness, but he's been able to play through it. But there's no official report here yet on Giannis playing or not. But boy, we've just seen a monster line move, about 3 points here within the last few minutes here, as we're seeing now Bucks laying 1 in this one, total 231 on TNT.
Yeah, well, it's not the first see him go from probable to out, so and I think he's the only player that could move the line that much in this matchup. I mean, especially in that direction. So yeah, it doesn't look like he's gonna play, if you ask me, based on that move. But I'm on the Clippers either way here. I mean, definitely money line if he doesn't play. Grab any points we can get if he does play. It was a +4 when he was listed probable. I still see him probable, as you said, but someone must have heard something or seen something, because yeah, this is a big line move with no injury updates. So I'm on the Clippers either way here. I think we were getting enough points to back them if Giannis would play. I thought this would be a close game. I think this one could potentially even get ugly if Giannis sits out. So I really like the Clippers in this spot.
Yeah, Al Ninos here on the Clippers here. At this point, you're going to have to take the one, maybe 1.5. I'm still seeing red here in this game. There's got to be some news coming. Let me see if my live line reports anything here. Giannis is probable. Marcus Morris probable. Portis out here with that knee injury. Bobby Portis, I don't think Portis would make that.
He's been out.
He's been out, right? Yeah, he has been out in the injury report. It's not any news to me here. Let me go do another refresh.
Middleton would be my next guess, but yeah, I don't think about him either.
And the Clippers had Marcus Morris was the only one here. I think he's probable, but you got Leonard. You knew Leonard and George were going to play. No news there in Powell. So it's just this has got everybody here scratching their head here with this massive line move here within the last few minutes in this game with really other than just knee soreness here from Giannis, but he's been able to play through this game time decision now. It hasn't been really not of a downgrade. He has been probable. He's been playing through this issue, but again, still waiting word on there. We know Portis and Baca, they've been out, but anyway, Al Ninos here on this Clipper team here. It's going to be +1 right now, but anyway, Al. Asking the question, yeah, the Clippers have definitely looked like a different team when you've got George, and you've got Leonard, and you got Norman Powell coming off the bench. This definitely has a better look to him of late.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen them, not just this season, but for a long time now, just be banged up, whether it's Leonard or George or one of their stars out of the lineup or just too many injuries adding up. But, it's good. This is as healthy as I remember them being for a long time now. And, yeah, definitely looking like a different team with both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on the court. I mean, I think they could give any team a good match on any night with those two guys on the court. So I definitely love the +4 no matter who was playing there. And I think, we just go Clippers money line. If Giannis sets this one out, I think they should win this one rather easily, even potentially maybe even lay some points with the Clippers as well, get some bigger plus money there if Giannis sits out.
Yeah, actually looking at even the plus there on that one, I'm just going to hit my Twitter account, see if I can find any news here, because all my line services are not really giving me much of anything. Sometimes a local beat reporter, that's all it takes, right, to get that up there, whether or not he's playing. And let me see what it says about Giannis tonight, if I have any updates here. Really nothing here on the latest on Giannis. Here on, what is he trending? Okay, here we go. Milwaukee down to -2, -1.5 against LA. Giannis has been listed as probable. He has a shady history regarding injury reports. Okay, yeah, so many people just reporting the same thing here. Let's see here. Nothing really from anyone credible yet. Just a lot of speculation here. Again, in real time right now, just trying to find some information here on this one. But again, still nothing official here other than Giannis probable. And then we saw that live move go down 3 points, which was something interesting here. Okay, Al Ninos here. It'll be the Clippers +1 now against the Bucks. This one to have a start time here of 10 East time. This is your late game on TNT. All right, Al Ninos, let's take a look over at Big Dog. There's still a lot of time. Now, would you jump on it now or you wait for some buyback, maybe get a better number with the Clippers?
Yeah,
or you think he may be out. That's a tough one to answer.
Again, this is a pretty big line move. So if you're just looking at a single bet, I don't see it moving way past like -2. So whether it's money line now -1 or -2, it's not a huge difference to me. If you really want to wait, I wouldn't mind even maybe placing half my bet now and waiting for the news for the other half of my bet or something like that. And oh man, this is tough. I'll stick around. I'll try to be in the chat and update everyone with some news because it's as big a question mark as you can get. So
yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind. I don't blame any. Oh, I see. Am I seeing it go back up? No.
The Lakers at full. No, we're seeing 1.5s in some places. Some buyback in the Vegas Strip properties, and some in the offshore world. We're seeing one of the second sharpest book has it 1.5. So Al Ninos here on the Clippers. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. What's he got happening over on the site, Al?
Just a lot of NBA today, so good time for a long-term pass. If you're looking for a lot of action, you could just check out that 3-pack, or we got a couple of those plays sold individually as well. So whatever you're into, go check it out, pickdogs.com.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got premium plays for you up there right now, so get on board. Of course, Of course, tonight on the board tonight, we do have that 7-game card here from the NBA, highlighted by the doubleheader on TNT. Also, a slew of college hoops up there. Ninos in here with an NBA 3-pointer or 3-pack here from the NBA's up there. Credit guarantee. You must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is a credit guarantee. Also in there with a lot of individual plays, but you may consider that a 7-day all sports pass with Ninos. Get all of L's premium plays for 7 days to include all his NBA. His college hoops at NHL with that 7-day pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Ninos, as we continue to work this mystery, we'll catch you, continue that success. So we'll catch with you again here on tomorrow. But we can also catch your parlay, your prop parlay, 3-legged parlay video there with Wayne, you guys, every day on the Pick Dogs channel.
That's right. We try to get it out as early as possible. So make sure you go check that out after the show. We try to give us, I give my best prop, Wayne gives his best prop, then we agree with one off the dog props on Pick Dogs, and try to give you our best 3-leg parlay for the day as far as player props.
All right, we just seen the line move up to 2 at one of the second sharpest books in the world, Offshore. So we're seeing a little buyback now on this number. All right, Al, have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, have a good one, Tom.
Got Ninos here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next up is Big Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Al was the top unit producer over at Pick Dogs here for the 2 years that he's been documented here on the site in 2021 as well as 2022. We'll bring him in right now. Big Al, what's happening?
Oh, not much. How's my favorite handicapper doing today?
Oh, thank you very much for that. Doing great, Big Al. And tonight, I don't see too much line moving this one. It's been kind of a crazy few minutes here as we have the Pacers here to host the Lakers. Go ahead.
I mean, it's always interesting because the NBA, as you know, releases its official report at the bottom of every hour. So it's going to come out in 9 minutes, now 8 minutes at 6:22. So it'll be interesting if he's on that injury report, and then obviously somebody knew something 20 minutes ago. So
yeah, that is interesting there to see how this works here. But anyway, tonight we're going here with this Laker team and the Pacers. The Pacers here are both home dogs here, 2.5. A Lakers favorite, total 240.5.
Yeah, these two teams met earlier this season. The Lakers lost at home to Indiana by a single point, 116-115. But the Pacers, they were playing really good basketball at the time. Going into that game, they were on an 11-3 ATS run. But Indiana is not playing good basketball right now. It's lost 11 straight when it was an underdog of more than 2 points, which of course it is tonight. And it's gone 2-9 ATS in those 11 games. Meanwhile, the Lakers are playing good ball right now. They're 12-4-1 ATS their last 17. And I'm going to take the road team here as Los Angeles is now 52-30 ATS its last 82 as a road favorite when playing with revenge. So I think it sets up pretty well for the Lakers tonight. It's a short number. I'm going to lay it.
All right, we got Big Al here with the Lakers laying 2.5 here against the Pacers. Of course, again, looks like Davis is in the lineup. Of course, LeBron James is going to be questionable every night, right? At 38 years old, something's going to be sore every night with him. There was thoughts that Halliburton may come back. What's your thoughts here on these returning players who've missed lengthy games? I think there's sometimes there's an overreaction in the line, and
they're from my perspective, they're generally rusty. I mean, you should never expect that they're going to all of a sudden, be if they were worth anything to begin with, they're not going to reach that all-star caliber level right off the bat. So there's always rust, when a player comes back if it's been an extended absence.
Yeah, 10 days off.
So
for Halliburton.
I never give a team full credit for that.
There you go. So 10-day games off. They were leaning to Halliburton playing. Also, too, the minute restrictions is always a possibility with these injuries when players are sidelined for a lengthy time, and also conditioning. You can never really simulate game speed in practice. It's another thing to think about here in this game that's become faster and faster during our lifetimes here. How fast they get that ball up court now, and it's almost sprinter speed the way they're running out there with these younger players now in the starting lineup. Lakers laying the 2.5 against the Pacers. This one to have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, the top unit producer the past 2 years at Pick Dogs, 2021, 2022. Another fantastic NFL season. Tonight we got NBA on the board here with 7 games. Lots of college hoops. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff tonight. I've got 12 plays posted. I've got my NBA revenge game of the month on the college side. Yesterday we cashed our America East Conference game of the year. nice winner there as we had UMass Lowell against Albany. Today I've got some big plays in college basketball. I've got my Pac-12 game of the month, my Conference USA game of the month, and then I've got my Big Sky Conference game of the year, and then I've got a 5-game package and a 3-game package. And then for folks who like to play football, I've already posted for the Super Bowl my NFL total of the year.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results here. You see the last 2 years at Pick Dogs. And, of course, here in NFL, Big Sky Conference Game of the Year is up there. Credit guarantee must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in there with NFL Total of the Year. We're getting ready for that big Super Bowl. Get on board here with Big Al here. Also an NBA Revenge Game, Pac-12 Conference Game of the Month as well. Conference USA Game of the Month, a 3-pack here from College Hoops. But instead of buying all these plays individually, there's also a 5-pack from Hoops. Instead of buying these plays individually, why don't you get that 1-month all sports pass from Big Al? Get all of Big Al's premium plays for 30 days. That's all his NBA, all his college basketball. NHL is going to resume again on Monday. Super Bowl pick, and you already got a total play up there from Big Al already, so get on board with that. A 1-month all sports pass.
Yeah. And I'll have the side play of the Super Bowl for free when Mitch and Jay and I do our Super Bowl report. It'll be up next Wednesday, so folks don't want to miss that. We'll be discussing the Super Bowl.
That's right. Wednesday, the Super Bowl discussion with the side play there. So be sure to tune in for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. So when Big Al's live with Mitch and Jay, you're live with him to get the best numbers before that number moves once he puts it out there. All right.
So now it just hit 3 at Circa. It'll be interesting if Giannis does play, because obviously that move was in anticipation that he would not. I mean, if he does play, you'll see this line snap back to 5.5.
That's probably what it is. Yeah, that just seems interesting here that we've seen it now back to 3 there, and the sharpest book in the world offshore is at 3, and everyone's copying it.
I mean, you know what's interesting? I mean, if some of these guys wanted to just play it, they could drive the line down. People would then jump on thinking that someone knows something, then they buy it back at 1.5, and then they have the +4, and they got minus 1.5, and they're just laughing. So.
Yeah. I'm sure. The old head fake. You probably know guys that know guys, right?
Yeah. Now I see it's 3 pretty much everywhere right now. So I'm just curious. I'm going to wait till we'll find out in 3 minutes. We'll find out what the official NBA report if there's even any change. But the game's not till 10, so you're probably not going to get 100% certainty till about 9:15.
Right. For the late game, there are some 3.5s. Very few of them out there, but yeah, it was crazy here in this last few minutes here with this one. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you.
I'm glad I'm not involved in that.
I'm glad I am not. Well, I am too. I'm a little bit on the premium side on that total in this one, so we'll see how that rolls. Although the total is kind of hung in, was 230 now about 229. It's kind of sat there for a little bit here. We'll see how that rolls here. There are some 228.5, but we'll see how all this plays out. We still have another not till 7. Our time, that's another 3.5 hours before tip-off on this one. We'll see how this line moves even more.
It'd be a great game to watch. I mean, there's not much else to watch.
No, there isn't. The WCC games at night, there are some interesting matchups, but this will definitely take precedence over that with that, especially with the Clippers at full strength. Finally, we saw them at full strength against Philadelphia. They didn't go too well. We'll see how they do here against Milwaukee. All right, Big Al.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week.
You got a Big Al McMordie here on the drive through. All right, we'll continue, guys. If you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that one. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Next up is Shane Mickle. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Doing great work up there. I think we're about ready to bring in Shane here in a second. Let me get to his tab here. We got some NBA here again. Boy, the NBA, what a line moves we have here. I don't think we have one here in this game. I haven't checked it yet here. Let's bring him in right now. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
A little hectic, but we'll get through it here tonight, 8:40 Eastern time. It's the way the NBA is, boy. The line moved back. So Mavericks tonight here facing the Pelicans. The Mavericks here laying 4.5 total, 223.5.
Yeah, the Mavericks have been talking the last couple of weeks about how they want to trade for another star to put along Luka, and probably for good reason. This is a team that maybe one of the most disappointing in basketball. Coming in the season. When you got Luka on your team, they talk about NBA titles, and unless they make some big trades at the deadline, I don't see that happening in this year or maybe even in the next couple of years. That they need some big changes to this team. But the good news for them is they're playing a New Orleans Pelicans team who is having some major issues right now. They're still without Zion. They have Brandon Ingram back, but not having Zion's a big loss. And the biggest issue is they don't play any defense. They've really struggled to defend as of late, and when they have defended, their offenses seem to let them down. And I think that happens here again. The Mavericks are coming off a 111-105 win against the Pistons. I think they win by a few more than that here. But with the way that the Pelicans' defense has been, I just don't see how they slow down Luka. And even if the Mavericks play the slower pace here again, I think that they're going to put up 115 or 116, and that'll be enough for them to win by 7 or 8 points. And I like them to cover the spread here.
All right, we got Shane here to cover here with the Mavericks against the Pelicans. How can you argue that one? The way the Pelicans have been playing here, losers of 12 of 14. Their offense is really struggling over that time. They are last in offensive efficiency over that period of games, averaging just 108 points per 100 possessions, giving up 116 per 100. We know the Mavericks have had struggles at home, but still a positive net rating there in their past 7 at home. And it's just, again, this Pelicans team just hitting a nosedive without Williamson in the lineup.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting because earlier in the year, this offense is, of course, not having Williamson's a big loss, but they seem to get more protection out of their backcourt, from like Devontae Graham and types like that. And as of late, it just hasn't clicked. This is a game where I think Luka could go for, 40 or 45, and the rest of the Mavericks team, even if they're a little light on the rest of the star talent, I think that they score enough here to find success. And and with that slower pace, the Pelicans are going to be having more issues scoring. When they found success scoring as of late, it's been in those up and down games, and their defense has struggled. With a good defensive team here in the Mavericks. So, I think they have issues getting to 100 here.
All right, we got Mavericks are laid the 4.5 here against the Pelicans. This one to have a start time here of 8:40 Eastern time. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Pin for tonight's action. Great results in the NHL, 1,466 units of profit as we hit the All-Star break there. Also showing profit here in college hoops. So tonight on the board tonight, we have a 7-game card from the NBA. Also a big card here from college basketball with a lot of Pac-12 in action. We got the Big Ten, Conference USA's in there with some key matchups as well. Some of the smaller conferences. WCC has some nice ones at night. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, the last few weeks I've seen to find success with these late night Thursday night games, and I plan on doing it again here. I love this latest college basketball slate. I've got a 3-pack of just college basketball for $39.99 up there, or have my 2 best NBA plays along with my best college basketball play, which is a late night college basketball play also for $39.99. But there's no better time to hop on long term. I know that we're in the NHL All-Star break right now, but my NHL has been strong. My college basketball has been strong, and I plan on continuing that success. So hop on something long-term, and let's make some money together.
That's right. So again, on board here with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs. Great results here from the NHL. Also showing good positive results here in college hoops. Get on board with Shane Mickle. Featured the package tonight is that Thursday night sampler 3-pack. Got his 3 best plays for Thursday night college hoops slate in this package. Get on board with it. Credit guarantee. It must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee in there as well. So sampler packs here from Shane. So a good time to get on board here. Of course, as Shane was mentioning, no better time now than to get that long-term pass. The way Shane's running right now, you might just get that 1-month all sports pass. Very affordably priced for Shane's 1-month pass. Get all of Shane's premium plays here for 30 days, including NHL, his NBA, the college basketball. That'll take you near the end of conference play for the smaller conference, and right near the end of conference play for the bigger schools. So get on board with that 1-month pass. Also includes the Super Bowl as well. When you get that 1-month pass from Shane Mickle, use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off with this $45 off, with a significant discount there, because you're paying roughly about $9 a day for Shane's premium plays here for 7 days. For 30 days, which is a great value there. So that 1-month pass, apply the promo code, and you're looking at your daily costs, very affordable there. So just go ahead and get signed up. At about $9 a day, something like that. Let's see, 10, about $8.50 a day. So it turns out pretty good value there. All right, Shane, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you again next week. But I know you also contribute over on the sites here with some of your written content over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat.
Yeah, definitely. I basically cover all the major sports and then I cover English Premier League and then UFC, and the UFC's got a nice card coming up this weekend. Those articles will be up either tonight or tomorrow. So, yeah, make sure to check out the premium plays, but also make sure to check out all the free plays all across the two sites, and of course on the YouTube channel too.
That's right, guys. So check out Shane over on the sites, and of course get on board with that 1 month pass. All right, Shane, have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again next week.
Sounds good. Have a good night, Tony.
You got it. Shane Mickle here on the Drive Thru. Reminder, guys, if you miss any pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. Just looking around the chat rooms. Let's see here. Yeah, Andy Ellison said he is scared off the Clippers-Bucks game. Don't worry, we still have another 3.5 hours before tip-off, and we've got the pregame show to try to figure out what's going on over there in that Milwaukee game. I'll look at the line movement. It's now 2.5 threes at some place. There's been a lot of line movement here in this hour. We've seen the Clippers down to a point favorite. I saw them up to a 4. Now they're a 3. The line is still moving as we speak. I'm seeing 3s. I'm seeing 2s. It's just that it's been in green. It's been in red all hour long. This Clipper and Bucks game. So that's a lot of information here we're trying to figure out here about the status here of Giannis, or if somebody knows something that we don't know. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, that is not supposed to happen. And we'll see how this rolls here, because I know the NBA is very closely monitoring this information. It is a late game. It is 9 o'clock Central Time there for Milwaukee, which is 10 Eastern Time, and that's how it's going to roll here. But still, same status here. Giannis still in probable status mode here with that knee soreness. All right, let's continue on here on the show, and I think it's up next. We've got actually, I'm going to go ahead and address some of the questions here. Someone asked about. Jay was a late scratch day, will not be on today. And also to take note that late scratch for Mills covering Bellator. I don't know the status of the UFC show after us. Today's Thursday, right? So they're supposed to come on after us. I don't have the update. Usually Mills would be in the chat room promoting the show. He's not in the chat room promoting the show. He's hung up at the Bellator press conference. So I don't know what the status is on that live on that show. So make sure you guys subscribe. And I can tell you, subscribe, set notifications, so when Mills goes on the air with his UFC show, you could be there with him. Was supposed to follow us today, but again, Mills is tied up at the Bellator press conference. That presser, he works in the media there for mixed martial arts, covers them all. So check that out. Yeah, you want the Bellator pick from Mills? Well, we'll find out when he gets back, and hopefully gets that show rolling after ours, because that was the schedule there. But we'll find out. Maybe delayed a bit, but again, just set notifications to find out, because Mills over 2,000 units of profit with his MMA picks last year over at Pick Dog. So you definitely want to tune in the show when it comes on the air. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Up next is Wayne Scott. Just a reminder, guys, if you miss any of our picks, I'll do a recap at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and bring in our man Wayne Scott. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I'll bring him in right now. I think we're set to roll with Wayne. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? What's going on, Pick Dogs family?
That's happening. Aren't you glad you didn't get that Clipper game? All right, here we go tonight. TNT as the Cavaliers here host the Grizzlies. The Cavs up to 6, total 222.5.
Yes, sir. We going to this game where the Grizzlies are off a back-to-back, where they played a tough one versus Portland. They lost to that one, 112 to 122. It was a little bit more back and forth and tighter game than the score indicates. They're just coming off a grueling one where they was trying to get that win, Memphis, but ended up not getting it. Cavs, they're coming off 1 day's rest, and they was in a tough game with the Miami Heat last time out. That was a very good game. These guys were going back and forth. They were struggling a little bit on offense, but they did bring the D. We got two teams that are first and second in defensive efficiency, the points allowed per 100 possessions, and they are grueling defenses. We got Cleveland, 26 in offense, and they're averaging 111 per game this season, but in the last 3, they dropped down to 106, which is the 5th worst in the league. We got Memphis. They're struggling to score. Memphis Grizzlies scored 112, as I mentioned, against the Blazers. They scored 112 against the Pacers, which is not a good defensive team. They scored 100 against the Wolves, which is not a good defensive team. They scored 100 against the Kings, which is not a good defensive team. If you get my point, these guys are struggling to score. They're struggling to help dry out. They're not scoring right now, so I'm taking the under in this one. A couple ATS stats it's hit 5 of the last 2 times in the last 7 meetings and 9-4 in the last 13. Just with these guys coming off this tough game, with the Cavs not being the best scoring team and going against the actual good defensive team after a tough game, with the Grizzlies coming off a tough game and not being able to score right now, getting it together, I'm on the under in this one.
All right, Wayne here on Grizzlies Cavaliers under 222.5 in this one. And of course, what is the impact Steven Adams has on this team? Because I've had some people say that he's an impactful player there, obviously a rim protector. We're also now seeing Jaren Jackson in the doubtful status here for Memphis. I know Jaren Jackson's always in the discussion for NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, both of these guys, they do a tremendous job on defense. If Jaren Jackson doesn't play, it's going to hurt a little bit, but I don't think it'll hurt that much because he gets in foul trouble a lot, and they still play pretty good defense. Adams is a great defender, but these guys' problem is offense right now. If they're not getting a lot of fast break points, then nobody's helping John Moran score on these one-on-ones much. Bane's not scoring as much as he's known to score for, and they're not getting a lot of support off this bench right now. So outside of that defense that you're getting, like you said, from Adams and Jackson, just not liking this Memphis team right now. They got to get some things together on offense for me to start going back in these guys.
All right, we got Grizzlies Cavaliers under 222.5. This one to have a start time of 7:30 Eastern Time. Game 1 of the TNT doubleheader. All right, Wayne, let's take over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. We are off on the All-Star break right now, but tonight we do have 7 games on the board here from the NBA. Big slate of college basketball out of Pac-12, a lot of Big Ten in action, Conference USA. I like that WCC card as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Over tonight at Pick Dogs Premium, I got my NBA Bet of the Day, game of the day, and I'm 9-0-1 in my last 8-0-1, and I'm going for number 9 tonight, trying to get 10-0 on that one. And I got my best bet in college basketball tonight. I got a couple best bets, a couple other college best bets tonight, but it's only on the premium side. So guys looking to get in that long-term pack, for those that got it, I'm looking to win all of them tonight. It's a big slate tonight, but I'm keeping it small and I'm keyed in on some good ones, so I'm expecting to knock it out of the ballpark tonight.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Play. Knock it out of the park with his NBA Game of the Day right now. $15 premium play. Credit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action with the college basketball play of the day as well. And instead of buying the plays individually, your best value always is the long-term pass. You can get on board with Wayne with a 1 week all sports pass. Get all Wayne's premium plays here for 7 days. Includes all his NBA, college hoops, as well as NHL with that 7-day all sports pass. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. And of course, you can use that promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you show. People in the chat room liking that cap and as well. So we can catch you.
I got more, man. I got some folks talking junk about my background, man. I'm gonna get it right, man. I got more caps and I got a lot more stuff coming up. So y'all appreciate it, man. I got a lot of love for a lot of squads out there. So
nice. Looking forward to that setup. And of course, we can catch you every day here with the with that parlay. Of course, you do the props parlay, 3-legged parlay with El Ninos every day on the channel.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all showing us love. We're gonna keep providing that for y'all. Keep hitting them. We're gonna hit one today or one this weekend. I'm feeling it. So we getting closer. I'm feeling like we're gonna get one this week.
All right, that's right. You'll get one this week, guys. So make sure you tune in. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel so when they drop their video, you get it right away. Get the best numbers because we know those prop numbers move on those books. No doubt about that. All right, Wayne. As always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you again next week.
All right, take care.
You got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive through. Guys, reminder, if you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Looking at this Bucks-Clippers line, still showing, now we're showing 2.5 in a lot of places. So it's sitting there as well. Let's go ahead and do a refresh here on the injury report, and we've got some news out of the Lakers and the Pacers. This is just breaking here. We can now confirm that LeBron James and Anthony Davis will be in the lineup tonight. Only Reeves is out for the Lakers, and we can confirm the Pacers a clean injury report. So Halliburton will play tonight in that game, top of the hour, Indiana and the Lakers. Still waiting word here on Jaren Jackson in that Memphis-Cleveland game, the Miami and the Knicks game. Just on the Knicks side, we just have Mitchell Robinson out. Of course, the 5 out all day are still out. No change there. Let's go to Charlotte, Chicago here. Martin Oubre out. Ball Green out for that one. Pelicans and Mavericks. Daniels, Liddell, Williamson out for the Pelicans. Kleber Wood out for the Dallas Mavericks. No change there. Warriors and Denver. This was another game that was got a lot of talk about because there really wasn't any news on the starting lineup for the Warriors. People were really speculating in a back-to-back they sit guys. Well, we know they're going to sit Klay Thompson. He's out. We know Iguodala's out. Still question marks here on Draymond Green and Curry. They are both questionable. So those two are questionable. You know, when you sit Thompson, and that's been kind of their pattern, right? And back-to-backs, they sit their starting five. So we'll see Curry and Green still showing here as questionable. We see Denver here as a 12-point favorite. On the Denver side, Gillespie and White are out. We haven't seen Gillespie yet. I want to see that three-point shooter. Man, they are loaded at guard for that Denver Nuggets team. My goodness. But anyway, Anthony Gordon, who's kind of a key rebounder, kind of key guy around the middle of the board there, touches the ball a lot. He's questionable here for Denver, so keep an eye on Gordon's status. Clippers and Bucks, we've been talking about this game all day. We know Wall's out, but on the Bucks side, Giannis is probable with the knee soreness. Probable. We know Ibaka Portis is out, but Giannis probable with knee soreness, and there's been some discussion there. This game doesn't tip off until this is a late night game. You might think it's going to go. It might be the first game. No, they moved this to 9 p.m. East Central Time. That's a late game. So in Milwaukee, 10 Eastern Time. That's their late night game. For that one. So keep your eyes open on Giannis' status. And the line still shows 2.5 right now for the Bucks. But boy, this line had moved down to 1 from 4 right when we started the show. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It is now time for my pick. So let me get to my card here. We're going to be looking here at the WCC. I mentioned the good card. I like this WCC conference. There are some competitive teams in there. Although Santa Clara's had some stumbles here of late, but so has San Francisco, but they seem to might have righted the ship here. We're looking at this one, BYU Loyola Marymount on CBS Sports Network here. BYU laying 5. We're going to take the dog here in this one. We'll go with Loyola Marymount here plus the 5 in this one. And you know Marymount, we know they're 16-7 this year, 6-3 here against the WCC. They've been a very good three-point shooting team, a good shooting team in the WCC. 39% from 3, 55% here around the hole. Defensively, they're holding teams to 28% from 3, 52% around the bucket. We know the Cougars are 6-3, but they really struggle, BYU does, with turnovers in conference. A pretty good shooting team and a pretty good defensive team, but again, it's the turnovers, and of course the Lions, look at their past 5 conference games. They're hitting 50%, covering 4 of those games. Cougars, they've lost 4 of 5, and the defense is going south for BYU, allowing 47% shooting over that time period. Let's take the 5 here with Loyola Marymount. This one on CBS Sports Network tonight at 9 Eastern Time. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium. I got tonight 5 premium plays up there right now. I've got a best bet from college basketball and the NBA up on the board. My NBA best bet is that $15 premium, so get on board with it right now. Also a 3-pack in there, mixing NBA as well as 2 from college hoops on a 3-pack, so get on board with those. Our credit guarantee must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. And don't forget that you can always use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through as we got some lots of discussions there in the chat room. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. As promised, let's get to the recap. And we'll get it started here with Alex. Alex liked the Knicks plus the 2 here against the Heat. Al Ninos was on the Clippers here. He liked it at plus 4, but this line moved from 1 to 2, 2.5. Right now, I'm seeing the best number at 2.5 right now. Lots of 2s in the marketplace in this one, but keep an eye on that one. Of course, Giannis is probable, and people are speculating about his knee condition. Has knee soreness, has played through it. It's something he's been playing through. But tonight, that seems to be people's concern here about whether or not he's going to come in the lineup. But again, his status is probable as of this hour. We also have Al McMordie on the Lakers laying the 2.5 against the Pacers. Shane Mickle Mavericks laying the 4.5 against the Pelicans. Wayne Grizzlies Cavaliers under 2.5. I like Loyola Marymount plus 5 against BYU. And the one I like the most, I would say here, would be Al McMordie's Lakers here, lay the 2.5 here against the Indiana Pacers. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition here of the Drive. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat room for their contributions as well. in there. Matt Capper is in there. Andy Edelson is in there as well. Darkar in there. Across the social media outlets, we're seeing Rocco Rogers, Evan in the chat as well. Ron as well. Neil Boyce as well. He's chiming in with the Bucks. We got lots of great contributors. Corday likes it as well. So lots of great conversation. Appreciate everyone joining us here and all over social media with their deal. The hike was great there. Ricky Patel. Follow me on Facebook. You know I'm an avid hiker. I had a little snow hike up in the San Francisco Mountains, a good 6 miler. So that was cool as well. Shout out there to Ricky Patel in the chat. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again here tomorrow live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers in from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Still give out the live plays for you here on the show. And don't forget, it starts every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. You got Mitch, you got Rod, you got Chris with the morning show. And don't forget the 7 picks in 5 minutes. And the Betting Tool shows from Mitch, as well as the Puck Dogs hockey videos will resume on Monday with Chris as well as Rod Zawacki. We got the bank shot videos, college basketball picks from Ron Romanelli, NBA jam session with Jay, as well as the UFC show with Mills. Was supposed to follow us. I don't think so. I don't see him in the chat. He's hung up. Mills is hung up at the Bellator press conference. It's going long, and he's there. So we'll see if we get some updates. So just make sure you guys subscribe and set notifications to find out when and if Mills will be on the air tonight with that live MMA UFC show. It's supposed to follow us here on Thursday. So just giving you guys a heads up on that one. All right, lots going on over at Pick Dogs. We talk about Javon's parlay video as well. Jay's jam session with the NBA. On Wednesday next week, we're going to have the NFL Super Bowl show with Big Al, with Jay and Mitch. Big Al will release his side from the Super Bowl. He has his total for sale, but his side will be given away on that live show. So make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday for that. So lots happening here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. We can't forget our man El Ninos and Wayne with their three-legged prop parlay video of the day up there right now. Check it out every day here on Pick Dog. So lots of content to you guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. So when they drop, you get them right away. All right, that's going to do it here on the show. Just one last look at the numbers here. We're seeing the total go back up here on this Clippers-Bucks game up to 229 from 228 earlier in the show. 2.5 still across the board. And, of course, we're starting to see a 3 now in that Lakers-Pacer game. So some late movement there. Looking Lakers getting some money in Las Vegas over at the Windbook, getting some big action. There's some heavy players there. I've been there many times. Offshore as well, we're seeing a lot of the threes hit the Laker game right now. And we're seeing some money coming on Cleveland now, up 6.5 in the sharpest book in the world. Now 6.5. Everybody else is at 6, but the sharpest book in the world at 6.5. People will start to copy them in no time here. Knicks and Heat. Some Knicks money late here. Heat now 1.5 at the sharpest book in the punt. Second sharpest book in the punt, also 1.5. Twos in a lot of places. So that's a big money move there in that game as we get ready to hit the top of the hour. So just a little bit of line movement here. Giving you guys a line read here at the end. We're seeing Hornets getting some play now. Sharpest book in the world has Bulls -6. Everybody else 6.5. Sharp money coming in on Charlotte right now at this minute on my live line screen. All right. That's going to do it for the show. That's going to do it. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight's show. We're going to wave goodbye to guys. Also, too, I forgot to note, Mills. Did I give you Mills' pick? Mills he sent in a pick before we go here. He liked Ingram over 20.5 points against the Mavericks. He sent this to me right when he said he was going to miss the show. So we got Mills on record. Ingram over 20.5 points against the Mavericks. I should have written that in the recap, but I just remembered it as we went to the close. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight.